Steve Smith, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Indoggo, the new gin from Snoop Dogg.
Great. Thanks for the plug. Free plug. Yeah.
No doubt.
All right. So here's what we're doing tonight. So basically what we're going to do is talk about Kevin Samuels' talking points. So I made a few questions about things that Kevin Samuels says in his videos. So how did we get here? So I'm just going to give you the quick version for the viewers and listeners of how we got here. So I did a couple of videos on Kevin Samuels, but I spoke about women in general. I didn't speak about black women or white women or any other race. I just spoke about women in general and how his points relate to all Western women. So I had a few comments in the comment section, saying things like, a white guy shouldn't be talking about problems in the black community and blah, blah, blah. So I responded in the next video and said, I'm just talking about women in general. And then I said, I would never comment on something like that because it's not my place. It's not my reality. I don't have the answers. I don't know the problems. I didn't grow up in that community. I don't know. But somebody in the comment section said, bring on your friends and have them talk about it. Because what happened was I spoke about Steve Smith's backstory. And I used him as an example as to the second reason why I don't talk about it. Because all my friends that are black have great wives, beautiful families, good guys. So again, all these things that are going on, it's not my reality. I don't know. I was just talking about women in general. So that's when I went, that's a really good idea. Let me get everybody on and have you guys talk about it. And then I don't get in trouble.
Don't worry, kid. Don't worry.
So that what I'm going to do is ask the questions. I might ask some backup questions. I might throw stats out at you if necessary, if I know a stat. But basically, I'm going to throw the question out, maybe ask backup questions, and it's going to be all you guys. And I'm just going to control the conversation. If you guys are talking over each other, I'm going to say, no, let Steve talk, let Jay talk, let Jay. That sound good?
Let's go.
All right. So first everybody knows Steve Smith, right?
What's up, mother? Oh, what's up?
Yo, Jay, that's your partner.
Yeah.
I know.
And then we got
What
we got Jay Washington, who we're going to call Wash.
Yeah, that'll work.
And then we got Julian. Julian's been on the podcast before.
What's up, fellas? What's up, guys?
And Jay Sofo, and we're going to call you Sofo. And we all work together in the sewer in New York City.
Cleaning up shit.
All right. So I'm just going to ask the first question to get the ball rolling. There's two, I wouldn't say controversial, but two questions that are a little sticky. I'll keep them till the end. All right. All right. You guys ready?
Wait.
You don't want to start with the sticky ones first?
You know the tradition, John.
Go ahead.
And we all have to take a complimentary shot
but
to get the ball rolling.
This isn't guy talk. We only do that on guy talk.
Well,
but go ahead. Take the shot for everybody. Oh, God.
I'm taking a shot, goddammit.
I'm drinking shit.
Well, we know that, Steve. We know.
Jay better not be driving. Drinking, he driving.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
Cool. Safety first.
Now, I'm going to stick the tough questions at the end because then nobody will stick around to watch this shit if I keep them at the beginning. All right. So the first question is relatively simple. So are today's women as good of mothers and wives as our grandmothers and great-grandmothers? Get Wash, you want to take that one first?
That's a hard question for me. Because I only have one wife, so I don't really all I could do is compare to what I'm married to. So
okay,
my wife is great.
Yeah.
As far as with my boys, I got 3 boys. So my household is really balanced.
Mm-hmm.
She do what she does. I do what I do. And especially when it comes to dealing with my sons,
Mhm.
it's just very balanced. You know, I don't do too much cleaning. She does that. She cook. I
Right.
come home. I fix stuff. When things she won't go to the barbershop at all. So she's just like you the father. You take him there. You do these fatherly things. So that's how that's the only thing I can reference from. 'Cause
Right.
that's
Right.
the
Right.
only I've only been married once.
Right. What about the younger generation though? Like we're Generation X, right? Yeah.
No,
We're
we X?
not. Yeah, I think we're Generation X.
Okay.
What about the millennials and Generation Z? What do you think about that? As far as you think if they're going to be good mothers and wives, as good as our grandmothers and great grandmothers?
If definitely not.
Yeah.
You
Definitely
know
not.
what?
Attention
You know
span.
what?
Go ahead, Sofo.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. I'm gonna say your first question that you asked Wash. I don't know, like how Wash said, because we didn't live it, but it seems like it might be the same. But we might be the last of a dying breed because society is teaching this generation to be weird. I can't explain it, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're teaching them to be weird. So a woman and a man are going to be going to get their nails done together in about 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, can I say something?
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
Let me tell you. This is my perception, right? With respect to your question. I think that it's totally different. I think that from back in the day, right? Like, I have to use myself as an example, and I'm a little bit older than all you guys. You know, like I watched my mother and father, how they were as a couple. Even though they're my parents, I watched them, I observed them. And I see how they were in their relationship, which kind of brought me to the type of person that I am, who I want to have in a woman like that in a relationship with me, because I learned from my parents. Nowadays, these women are not like that. I can't say not all of them, because like Jay said, Jason's, like his wife is the prime example of what I'm talking about nowadays.
Mhm.
But you don't find that shit too often. You know what I mean? There's very few and far between. Most of these new millennial chicks, or I don't know how you want to categorize it, they're not like those old school women.
Mhm.
They're not. It's just like a whole different demographic, a whole different spectrum. They're just not like this. Like, for example, my mother and father had a structured household, right? And, my father was a breadwinner, and, my mom took care of me and my two brothers and all that, and had the household on lock. And my father went out and made the money. My mom didn't have to work. She just wanted to work because she was tired of staying home once we got old enough, right? But nowadays, first thing is, when you have a household nowadays, that shit ain't like that old back in the day stuff where the father takes care of the house and the woman stays home. You need two incomes to sustain a household nowadays, especially if you got children.
Steve, you got to
Ain't gonna be
speed it
like-
up a little bit because there's other questions and
Well, I'm just saying,
There's other people here too.
So
Yeah,
let me be
Ju-
devil's advocate. Let me be
and
devil's advocate. real-
Julian's
but
got
but you get the idea. Is what
yeah.
I'm trying
But
to say.
let me just say that we're obviously not talking about our wives. You
Okay.
know,
Right,
okay.
right,
We're
right,
obviously
right,
not
right.
talking about our wives.
Oh, of course,
And-
myself.
And like I said, the reason why I don't like talking about this is because my reality with my friends have great wives. I've met all your wives and they're fantastic, right? So I think that's just stating the obvious. We're not obviously talking about
one of the problems also for me is when you left home, you didn't speak until you came home. So now we have where you can talk all day. You don't have no room to miss each other anymore. So this generation, I don't know, their
Mm.
tolerance for each other is a little bit smaller because everything is fast, everything is quick. I text you now, I get a response, and when I'm mad, it just everything is I can't leave and be upset, leave, and you have to literally you don't know where I'm at. You have to wait for him to come home. You could text me all night,
Mm.
and there's no space because even when you're going, there's no space. You have that cell phone. You take it everywhere. They can always hit you up
That's a really good point. Everything is immediate.
fast.
Yeah. So Julian, going on that last question about
Now, just to play devil's advocate on what Steve was saying.
go ahead.
You got to think about the financial things. You know, like women nowadays are making the same amount, if not more than guys.
Mm.
So, you know, when you look at my parents or grandparents growing up, the guys were the breadwinners.
Mhm.
So the woman's job was to stay home and raise the family. Nowadays, a girl could go out, a female could go out and make the money, and she look back, and if the guy is not providing, or you know, it's easy to walk away from something that if you're not dependent on, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and the way the court systems are made, you know, most females win. So if she can find a way to make the money and provide for the family, you know, what's the sense of having to do, whether he's doing his best or he's not? It's like, what's the sense of having this guy? So there, you know, that's how you break that household up too. You know, just to play devil's advocate, you know.
No. So you're saying that you're saying that the actual values or morals of women is different, right? Instead of staying because they have to, they could leave because they don't have to stay. Their values are otherwise for them. They're more
Nowadays,
selfish.
you know, and you know, everything. I got a daughter, so I'm all down for women equality, but everything is equal. So a woman, if she works just as hard as a guy, she can make just as much. So, you know, she's less tolerant to come home to bullshit. So if a guy is home bullshit, you know, BS, and I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Why would I put up with it? You know, it's like, I'm out. Back, 10 years ago, she wasn't making it.
Mhm.
So she had to put up with it, you know, and it was, you know, so you had that household where, you know, you stay home and raise the kids, and I'll go home, you know, I'll go out and be a man. Now you can't go out and be a man. You got to be home because I'm out being a woman, you know,
Right.
I'm out doing my thing. It's
Yeah.
like,
So that leads me to the next question. Then it's like a perfect segue. And the question is: do women concentrate more on school and their future than actually being a wife?
Yes.
I think so.
Get
I think all
Safo.
women, I think
Get
everybody.
Safo. You
Yeah.
take that one, Safo. Go ahead.
Nowadays, women are way more career driven. Way more career driven. If you look at the way things are turning, women are kind of in charge of a lot of things.
Mhm.
A lot of things now, because women have gained this thing to where they're not having anyone dictate who they are and gonna be. And
Mhm.
it's actually a smart move on the women's behalf because they were knocked out a lot, a lot of the time throughout history. So now it is their turn. But a lot of women are career driven, and when another woman's not career driven, they kind of look down at them.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
It's weird.
So Wash,
Yep.
because women are more career driven, do you think the majority of modern women choose jobs instead of careers, or do you think they have actual careers?
The thing is, school doesn't lead to careers anymore.
That's right.
Because you can go to school to get a career, but you end up with a job.
Mm-hmm.
But either or, this generation is still less tolerant of whatever BS. If you ain't doing the right thing, because everything is so easy. Remember, it's fast and it's easy, so it's easy just to get up and I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting out of it. What? You didn't watch this today? I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I just take my kids. I'm out. And another easy step is taking you to court. That's another easy step, and hemming you up. But I don't know if they're choosing between either or, because I think in their mind, if they're making enough money, it don't even matter.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't doing what you're supposed to do as a man, it don't matter if I'm making $2 more than you.
Mhm.
I'm a shit on you.
Right.
If
right, right.
if I feel like it ain't gearing, it ain't like the direction ain't towards where I want it to be.
Mhm.
Like the living room ain't clean the way I want it to be clean. Oh, you gotta go.
Right. Right.
That tolerance level is so low now because it's easy just to open the door and leave,
Right. Right. Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
So
don't need
Steve,
you.
yeah, exactly. Steve,
Yes.
let's say a woman has a job and she has a good job, and let's say she makes $65,000 a year, right?
Okay.
New York money, New York City money. Okay, 65, maybe $70,000 a year. Do you
Okay.
think that's enough where she could say to her man, I don't need you anymore. I'm out, even though you make the same amount of money as I do, and I'm gonna have the kids too.
Even if I make like, okay, I'm making $125,000
Right.
and she's making 75.
No. That's not the question. The question is if both are making the same amount of money,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And she's making 65, 70 grand, and the guy's making around the same. Do you think that it's good enough for a woman to say, I don't need you anymore. I'm out. I'm independent, or I'm self-reliant, and I'm gone.
Absolutely. Because in her mind, she's saying, well, I'm making just as much money as this cat, you know? So, I mean, if I'm making just as much money as him, and if she's speaking on it on a monetary, what's the word? Monetarily,
Monetary.
right? If she's speaking on it on those terms, yeah, she's gonna be like, no, I don't, I want to say, but yeah, I don't need you because I'm already doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not a factor in my financial status because I'm already doing that. So why do I need you?
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, she's gonna say that, but well, that could branch out into a whole bunch of
Yeah,
different
I'm
things.
gonna. So Julian, to Steve's point, right? To Steve's point, let's say what he was originally going to say. Let's say the woman's making 70 and you're making 125. Do you think the woman would stay, or do you think she still thinks she's self-reliant enough and makes enough money where she could walk away?
So I'm not a female. I don't know, but I think that's based on the female's confidence. If she feels she's worth more, she's out. Whether she's making more or less, if she feels she's worth more, she's gonna leave.
Word.
And nowadays,
No
you said, it's so instant. You could post your picture on somewhere and a guy will pay for whatever you want. It's just it's so easy for anybody to be loved, monetary. It's so easy because money is so frequent now. So I don't think it's a price. I think if the female is confident enough to be like, I don't want to deal with this no more, she's out.
Okay.
Having money makes you more confident. So, the piggyback on the last question, but if she making 70, 80, 125, she's confident that if I leave this guy, I can make more or be happier, or I don't need to deal with this, she's out.
All right. So that actually leads to another question, Sofo. The next question, and it relates to that. Do you think women expect way too much from a man when in a relationship, even if she doesn't bring much to the table?
That's it. That's the iffy one. I'm going to go 50-50. There's a lot of women that will work with you and build a bear. And when I say build a bear,
we're talking about, we're not talking about our generation. We're talking about these young, new, up and coming generation. Okay.
Our generation different.
They expect a lot that they don't have or they can't produce.
Because I've spoken to girls.
Everybody's entitled.
Yeah.
Everybody feels they're entitled. This new generation is entitlement.
I've spoken to girls, and I don't know about you guys. I've spoken to girls that are single and don't have an education, don't have a job, they have a kid, and they're still looking to get the top-notch guy, but they're not bringing anything to the table. They're bringing debt to the table. Do you think that's too much of that going on today?
They get
or do you? Okay, go ahead, Washington. Go ahead, Wash. Hold on, Steve. Let Wash talk. Good.
That's all it is. It's for me is they're getting the information from these generation is getting the information from our generation of women who don't have nothing. And they basically teach them that this is what you have to do to get a man. You got to look good, post the best picture you can on Instagram, show as much as you can, and you might snatch up a rapper, you might snatch up a up-and-coming rapper or whoever. And that's all you have to do. And according to Instagram.
You see, but Jay, but I don't think that's all. I think the girl that's doing that is not looking for a man. She's looking for money. You know what I'm saying? The girl that's looking for a man is gonna have the morals, that confidence that's gonna be like, I'm gonna be able to put up with the BS. The girl that's looking for the money, that's because that's the confidence. These that ego-driven, the women that I deserve more. I'm gonna go get it, no matter what. And I'm not knocking nobody, but it's easy for them to post or do whatever it is because it's not about love. It's about money. So as long as you're paying to look for me, to look at me, it don't matter, And a lot of these females have husbands. You know what I'm saying? But the females, like for the new generation that's looking for husbands, and it's hard because everybody is you can find it so quick. So nobody's working with nobody to find nothing. It's like, if it's not the way I want it, the way I see it, the way I design, see it in my head from the day it started, I'm out, and that's not the way relationships work. You gotta build.
No patience.
No patience. It's like, if it's not the way I wanted a guy to have this. If it don't come like that, Guys too. Guys come in relationships like, yo, I want my girl to look like. It don't work like that, you know. But if you paying for it, you pay for what you get. And if I want to pay for something, if it's not what I want, I'm out.
Yeah. What if Steve? What if the girl is just average looking and doesn't bring much to the table? Do you think she still thinks that she could pull the top notch guy?
Absolutely not.
You don't think she can? You don't? No. But the question is, do you think she can?
No. Well, I'm saying no in my opinion, but I'm saying that because if you're just average and you ain't bringing much to the table, what is in your head that's making you think you're gonna pull this top-notch dude? Because
entitlement with this new generation is entitlement.
The top-notch dude is gonna look at you like, and see what kind of qualities he might see in you, whether it be monetarily or anything other than that attracts him to you. And if you ain't got none of that shit going on, why is he gonna bother with you? What makes you think?
Yes, go ahead, Sofo. Go ahead, Sofo. I was about to get to you.
I have to disagree with that.
Go ahead.
Because we all, as men, have seen some chicks that are average, and you watching dudes go crazy over her. And everybody's like,
what's the reality?
No. But I'm not talking about what the question was. The question was, do you think that average girls that don't bring much to the table, do you think that why do you think they can pull the top-notch guy?
Because they've seen it done. They've seen it done from another average woman. They've seen it done. They look at another average woman and go, well, she's not like this. She's like this. And I feel I look like her and she's doing it. I think I can do it too.
And you know what, too? Also,
go ahead.
They created a character on the internet. Because how many of us really go outside and meet a person and have a long conversation in the bar? A lot of relationships are built on DMs. You met me in the DM. So if I got a whole Instagram page of fake filters and angles, you took 30 pictures, you finally got the 31st picture that looked right, and you gassed me up to think you not average, and I beat you average, and now we do whatever. But everything is. Instagram is a liar, man. You heard what it say.
Yeah. What happened? Yo, Jason, what happens when you finally meet this chick after all of that smoke screen and all that shit is cleared, and now you see the chick for who she really is? Then you'll be like, oh, this bitch was bullshitting me the whole time and all that. And now you see her in person, and you're like, oh, this was a bust because I wasted my time with this chick.
But you
because
gonna
all
you
that
gonna
shit
stick
you
around.
said is now not even real.
Right, that's
That's
true.
on you. What you
Right.
gonna do?
What you gonna
It's
do?
on
You're
you.
gonna dismiss
What
her.
you gonna
You're
do?
gonna dismiss her.
No,
You're
you're
like, yo,
not.
get out of here, because
No,
yo,
you're not.
that's not what you're looking for.
Yeah,
You should be
let
shooting.
Steve, let
Right.
Wash respond. Let Wash respond. Go ahead, Wash.
You're not gonna dismiss her. You're gonna go on with the date, and you're gonna try to get you
You
something.
might smash it.
That's
You might
real.
smash it, but you're still gonna dismiss her.
But you
as
gave
a-
her. But
as
you
a
gave
candidate.
her.
Let
But
Wash
know what
talk.
you did though? You gave the average girl more confidence because you're not gonna give an average dick. You're gonna go in. So now you like, you know, really, you like, yo, I done spent my money. We've been drinking. I don't
Gotta
care
go
if she average.
crazy. One
Couch,
time.
the bed on
One
the floor.
Alcohol is 75% of that date right there.
Yeah, the bed on the floor. I don't care. You gonna go in. And now she gonna like, yo, she gonna tell her friend, I met this nice dude. He took me out. And the sex was great. Now she already gassed up.